This is going to be another 16 minutes of me fucking talking about patch notes videos. Alright guys, so obviously patch for the January 14th patch has come out. It is live. It went up a few hours ago. It was supposed to have gone up around 9:30 a.m. for UTC. It was down for 3 hours approximately, so that was roughly 9:30 to 12:30, and it's now 5 o'clock in the afternoon because my first video stuffed up. But regardless, not dwelling, but let's move along. So obviously, please find in the patch notes below ARX. Okay, what is ARX, guys? Can someone tell me what the fuck that is?
Okay, so what happened is the Elite Dangerous cosmetics store used to just be a plain and simple, this is what the content costs
That's
in
ARX.
USD, rubles, or pounds.
Yeah.
Now, ARX is the artificial currency
Right.
that you can purchase before you need to do the thing.
Okay, when I first saw that, I didn't put two and two together, and I thought it was something else. So, balance improvements for generation of arcs, particularly for exploration-related gameplay. Audio fixed an issue with generation ships. The Golconda,
Golconda, yeah.
Golconda, that one. Audio logs obtained from the same ship now can be played in the codex. Fixed mission audio for text and female crew members. Fixed a bug where none of the Guardian articles in the knowledge base would play their associated audio. And fixed a bug which meant that audio effect on firing pulse laser weapons would loop indefinitely. I never had that, but I don't know if you guys had that come through.
Myself neither.
No, cool. Fixed a loop with audio issues with the shutdown field neutralizer. No idea what that is, but okay. Crash and stability.
Yeah, that's a Thargoid item that basically protects your ship from a pulse, and yeah, that was irritating. I remember.
Okay, so that did have like audio issues, did it?
It just loops.
Alright, yeah. Crash and stability. So they fixed the crash that occurred when attempting to enter the network options screen. They fixed a crash that occurred when mining in an ice ring. Cool. It's always good to know. Updated the way that we can check a player's entitlements to fix an issue where the Horizon updates has not been recognized as installed, which is obviously a good thing. Fixed a crash which could occur when Imperial Fighter is destroyed. They also fixed a soft lock when entering Supercruise with the Lescendant Embrace megaship targeted after launching from Forester's Choice. I believe that's a station.
Yes.
Background stimulation. Fixed the issue that meant some deliveries made repair. Thargoid attack stations were not being counted. Added new fraction states. So they've added fractions having trouble with water supply can now sometimes suffer a drought. Infrastructure failure. So despite a fraction's operations and reduces both security and economic standards. Terrorism. Terrorists can now target prosperous fractions, resulting in significant security and influence cost. And the natural disasters having a significant economic and security cost for a fraction. A natural disaster puts an extra strain on the star system's infrastructure, increasing the chance of drought or infrastructure failure. Public holidays increase a fraction's influence and standing of living for their duration. However, that all comes at a small economic and security cost. So that is pretty cool. They also fixed an icon for the Blight state. They've also added new fraction states to the galaxy map list of state filters. Blight, natural disaster, infrastructure failure, drought, terrorist attack, public holidays. They also fixed an issue with the fractions selected for installation scenarios where the installation owners instead of the system controller. Added names for the selection of systems in the Whitehead sector.
That's Witchhead.
That one too. Witchhead. See, this is why you guys are here, because you me lost the Pilatus to speak properly. Conflict zones. So they implemented a number of improvements to conflict zones which should improve stability. They fixed a bug when entering a conflict zone, it appears as empty. Fixed this issue caused when capital ships arrived. Fixed an issue that caused allied capital ships to open fire at friendly ships. That would probably be a good thing to fix. Expiration. Yeah. Oh, sorry, mate. We just blew you up. Expiration. Implemented alternative solutions to help mitigate the long delay when scanning planets with geographical sites. So, as it currently stands, in order for the geographical biological states to be placed on the surface, the entire stellar body must be fully generated. We then know the topography and can then place sites where they will be accessible, which can take tens of seconds. As a part of the January update, we aim to address this with alternative process. We've run a test on thousands of in-game planetary bodies, and using this data, we're able to expedite the likelihood of geographical and biological states being present on a similar stellar body. We then use this data and indicate if the planet is unlikely, likely, or very likely to have a geographical and biological site. It's not 100% guaranteed that there'll be a geographical biological on the site on the planetary body, but it does give commanders a much faster indication of probability. This will enable commanders to quickly assert if the planet's worth a visit. If the commander wants to have a definitive answer without traveling to the body, they can still wait for the scan to complete in FSS. This data is also now shown in the body details of the system map. Thygoid, Guardian, and human sites will show up instantaneously. The results have moved to the stellar body details shown on the right in zoomed in FSS view. Fixed an issue.
Sorry, just to expand on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happened was in the past, in that FSS scanner, when you would scan a planet, it would immediately tell you the exact quantity of geological sites and those kind of things on the planet. But now the problem that they sat with is the reason the scan took long is because it was kind of based on your frame rate of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So what the game would do is it would actually render that entire planet on your local PC, and then from there determine how many geological sites there are. But the problem is if you've got 20 bodies in a system, scanning each one of them, it has to render each one on your PC. So what they're doing now is they're just taking like a algorithm and basically estimating like a best guess situation. So that's why they say it's not 100% guaranteed.
Right. But playing devil's advocate here, that they said it took microseconds, right? A few seconds to complete. Was that really a big problem though? Or?
Well, I mean, when you got players that are exploring and they're going and jumping from one system to the next, that if it takes 10 seconds per body and they say there's 10 bodies, that's 100 seconds, where now if it takes 1 second, they can immediately determine whether the system is worth something or not, and if they actually want to go and do detailed scans on the planets. So it does actually save, like, people that do exploration as their main gameplay, that saves them a good fair amount of time, although it kind of isn't guaranteed that they're going to be doing it. So it swings and roundabouts. It could save you time, but also it could be false.
They also can just wait for the FSS to bring up the full list too as well, because that will continue to...
Well, that feature is actually gone now as a result of this new workaround.
Oh,
so
okay.
in order to know definitely for certain if the particular planet has geological sites and the quantity, you actually now need to fly your ship up to it and do a detailed scan on it.
Because it says here, if the commander wants to have a definitive answer without traveling to the body, they can still wait for the scan to complete in FSS.
Okay, so from the original beta, then they have changed it. So you can wait the 10 seconds, or you can just go, no, stuff it, and move on to the next one. That's actually good. Nice.
Cool. All right. Okay. Fixed an issue that prevented the search function on the galaxy map from working correctly. Fixed an issue with the navigation panel that incorrectly displayed if a planet had been mapped or not. Instead of showing notification for each individual asteroid belt cluster discovered, we now condense as many as we can into one message. They also fixed an issue where there was not sometimes possible to select an asteroid ring hotspot from the cockpit. So, general, added a help section to the main menu and pause menu with links to issue tracker and customer service sites. Both will go through external web browser. Moved EULA to the new help section. Expanded the Fraction Alliance alignment page and squadron menu to display influences to 1 decimal point to match how it's displayed in the other areas of the game. They fixed an issue that meant players couldn't search for commander's name that included an underscore in the character. Fixed an issue that meant that data point reset timers didn't appear on the player's screen, that initially the scan did appear on others who were at the same wing. Okay. Updated delivery icon for the Scourge detail to correctly match the decal that's actually been applied to the ship. Fixed an issue occasionally causing some wing invites not to be sent to players in other instances. Fixed an issue where some navigation panels entries could be blank. They also dropping out of Supercruise on a wingman's using navlock will no longer drop the player to significant distance away. Okay, so it's just general bug fixing, sounds like.
Yeah, that last one you actually experienced when I tried to demonstrate it to you.
Yeah.
Where you dropped out like 50 k's from the station.
Yeah. Yeah, that was annoying. Localization and text. So they fixed an incorrect system described for Alioth,
yeah.
That one. Fixed a small typo in the description of HR7221 wheat. They fixed various typos in the pilot's handbook. They fixed various typos in some of the challenge scenarios. They fixed a pluralization issue when discovering clusters. Updated text description for high-end minerals to show current economics with a demand. So, Mineral Trader, they introduced a speculative fix for soft lock, and that could occur when completing trades at Material Trader. So, mining, and this is the thing that we had big issues with. Fix the issue that could lead to the detonation graph not appearing if deep core mining with a wing. So you and I think, both experienced that from time to time.
Yeah.
Fixed a disconnection that could occur whilst mining. Never really experienced that. Fixed a deep core mining issue that in multi-crew where different crew members would see different detonation levels in the HUD. Never really experienced that. Fixed a subsurface displacement missile in multi-crew. And they also fixed a bug which made seismic charges instantly detonate in multi-crew and wings, which we had a lot of problems with.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing how that goes over the next day or two. Missions updated the misleading retreat mission text. It was suggested that the mission was helping the withdrawal of the fraction when in fact it should be the fraction staying within the system. Fixed a soft lock that could occur when browsing list of missions. Fixed an issue which caused cargo canisters to continually respawn in a planetary salvage mission. Did you have to fix that one? Fixed an issue that's meant that mission targets could not be missing from estimated enemy captain missions. Fixed a bug which meant that display the megaship turrets mission would not show in a timeline in the mission board. So, new player experience. Fixed an issue that meant that players could get stuck waiting for zero throttle when the throttle input was just above zero in the new player experience tutorial. Networking. Fixed issues with ship rubber banding. Integrated ODUL network compression library to reduce network bandwidth. Player journals, they fixed missing blank entries in the journal when selling exploration data. Power play, they fixed an issue with mouse input that didn't work on the power contract screen. The control systems ethos calculator now limits the search for controlling minor fractions to star systems within 15 light years that are exploited by the same power as the controlled system. Fixed the relocation exploiting system and recalculating the income for a control system which had revolt system within the 15 light years loss control. Okay. Recalculated many exploit system values that did not match their current population. Recalculated many control systems that income was not the sum of the exploited system plus their own value. Removed obsolete confirm button from the power contact screen. Also fixed an issue that was meant that some systems were not being locked when the system moved from prepare to taking control. So, rendering fixed an issue that would cause visual effects when capturing high-res screenshots. Fixed a visual issue rendering neon star jet cones. Ships increased the dolphin heat's displacement rate and maximum heat capacity before it begins to take damage. Also increased the rate that it takes damage according to the ship now being harder to heat up. Implemented a speculative fix for collector limpets damaging ships when retrieving mining fragments. Added the ability to rescue any crew that were on board the player's ship when was destroyed from the insurance screen. So you can rebuy in the right hand cockpit panel now includes cost to rescue crews, and crew rebuy costs rebalance based on beta feedback. They also fixed a directional decals being reversed. They also fixed the Hello Me view from being obstructed. So the SRV, they fixed control inputs being lost after interaction with an inbox message. Thigh goods, they implemented speculative fix that should reduce instance spitting where they're fighting thigh good interceptors. They updated the thigh good combat state to ensure that it's completely replicated over the network to reduce the occurrence of heat cycles resetting. They fixed an issue that caused thigh good combat bounds not to be currently given to all applicable players in a wing. They also fixed an issue with thigh good heats becoming immune to damage when in a wing. And the last section is trading. So these are the big things, guys. So obviously they fixed the issue that meant players couldn't sell anything to the market if the buyer's list was empty. And they added a supply and demand volume for certain high-end materials. Now trading goods such as void opals are more realistic, making it still offer a high buy price, but they will offer less as the demand is met. As a part of this challenge, these high-end materials now began demand more by specific economy types. This change will affect the following commodities. So it affects Alexandrite, Bexonite, Grandonite, I'm mispronouncing that, low temperature diamonds, Montaz, I'm getting that wrong, but anyway, Mossgrave, Planite,
Yep.
Rhodum Plum Site, I'm getting that wrong, Cerumbite, and Void Opals.
Yeah, don't worry. Those names are quite silly on their own.
Yeah. Me lost the philodus to speak properly.
Yeah. So the two big things that I can take from that is in the ship section where it said added the ability to rescue any crew that were on board the player's ship when it was destroyed from the insurance screen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what happened was the crew mechanic is basically you hire a crew, you hire them based on their existing skills, so you can hire someone that's an expert and rank them up to elite. If you hire an harmless person and you rank them all the way from harmless rank up to elite, then the cut that they take out of your profits is a lot less at the end of the day. Now, what happened is people would go, myself included, get a harmless crew member and go and grind until you've ranked your crew member up to elite. Now, the problem was in the past, if your ship exploded, you lose that crew member forever. So all the work and effort you put into them is now gone, which is hours of work. As a result, what people would do is they simply wouldn't take their crew out to challenging material where they think they're going to die, right?
Yeah.
Now, that meant my PvP ships that could take fighter bays never ever had fighter bays in them because I wasn't going to risk a crew in a 50% chance that you're going to die.
Yeah.
And people also weren't taking crew for Thargoid fights because that's one of the more challenging things in the game. So now, basically, you get to keep your crew, although it costs you a bit of cash. So I see players taking a lot more risks with their crew members and actually diversifying the gameplay a bit. Because that is a feature that people have been asking for on the forums for about, 2 years now?
Oh, okay.
I mean,
so they finally got around to it.
It's something... Yeah, no, it's a big one, that. And the mining thing is obviously... That's... it's something yet to be seen, how much the demand will be met. Because... Again, with the tools that you have online, with like EDDB and all of those online tools, all that's going to happen is you're not going to be able to do 3 mining runs in a row and go to the same place, because everyone's going to be going to the same place. So you're just going to have to keep checking that tool to see what the current market is that's selling the best.
Yeah.
So it just makes your selling destination maybe be a bit further away than you expected. But I don't think it's going to make it impossible to make cash with mining. It's just going to make it a bit more, difficult.
My biggest takeaways from this, the biggest 2 takeaways that I'm interested in is the trading. Is if that's going to greatly affect selling of opals and stuff like that. And also fixing the bugs with the mining. That's what I really want to see. Are we still going to have this major problem where, for example, we would have this detonation early, especially when someone like me was learning how to do it in the first place?
Yes.
It's like, okay, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I'm doing something wrong, and I'm not sure if it was me being a klutz or if it was literally the fact it was just detonating early. And it's like, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing something wrong, and it ended up just being the fact it was just detonating early.
Yeah, I mean, the irritating thing was, I was like, okay, cool, I want to show you mining, let's go and do it. And then, I've done it a million times on my own, I know how it should go. And then when you were there, it's a case of it's just not behaving the way it should.
Yeah.
So, and also, mining is something that you can do on your own with the Netflix on your second screen, but it's something that is more fun when you do it with other players.
Yeah.
Also goes faster as well.
Yeah.
So having that work in multiplayer is good.
And just making sure the other player, both of you going around scanning like what we were doing when we were doing the paint up.
Yeah.
Like you were scanning, I was scanning, would find one and be like, oh, yeah, over here, over here, dopey sort of thing. And, it was sort of like, I've got 55%, I've got 40-something%. Okay, we'll do the 55.
But also that rubber banding thing is a welcome change, because obviously in the PvP community, if you got fixed targeting weapons like a railgun, and you go and shoot someone, and the moment you shoot them, they literally bounce away because of like a rubber band or something like that. Then that's good.
Yeah, but like I say, obviously it depends on how it is in game. It's good. The
actual effect of it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what they've written here sounds great, but what's the implementation like? That's what I want to know.
My question is, this is a patch to fix bugs. What else have they broken now?
Well, that's what we're going to find out.
That's Elite Dangerous in a nutshell. Okay, guys, we fixed 5 things, but and then like a day later, you broke 10 more things. By the way.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but even Star Citizen has that, right? You go through and you
software.
Yeah, like 3.8 we're still at 3.8.0, and it's like server-side OCS socks. It's like, yes, we got socks for Christmas, and the results is it literally broke almost everything. Mining, it sort of works at the moment. Trade, ships are just, 30K'ing out, and people are losing hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of trade. It's
the best part is I come into the game in one of the buggiest patches from what I can read.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you want to try out Star Citizen? You're like, yeah. And then it's like, oh shit, this is probably one of the worst times for you to jump in. It's like,
it's like, hey, come look at my garden. It's the middle of winter and everything's dead.
Yeah. It's like, oh, well, hang on, just come back next time. Like, yeah, and we're still obviously waiting for a 3.8.1 patch. There's still no word on it for anybody that's still interested. But yeah, and I think a lot of the people from Star Citizen are sort of like literally holding out for that 0.1 patch. So hopefully sooner rather than later. But as for this, I want to jump in today and have a go with this. And I think I'm still on a prison ship because I was a naughty boy and tried to blow up a maxi bigger ship.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I'm going to have to jump about 400 light years or something, you were saying, I think?
Yeah, it'll be a fair distance from where you were.
Yeah. So that's going to happen. So the whole night I'm basically going to be in Super Cruise, everybody. Enjoy. So music and me singing terribly is basically what you're going to listen to while I'm super cruising. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Oh, before we don't start, any thoughts on Elite, the patch? No? Okay. No, okay, never mind. But yeah, apart from that, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. This is the second time I've had to do the video. because we sound. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and notification bell. We put up videos about basically a lot of games, space games, Destiny, Halo, Star Citizen, Elite Dangerous. I even thought about playing Halion sometime this week.
I'll join you.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, maybe later in the week. I want to see what it's like, and just, you know, if we can have fun with it. But guys, let me know what your thoughts are in that comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack that like button. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. And apart from that, guys, I will see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube.